This week, we're talking about Pentecost. Jerusalem, 7 weeks after the most disruptive event in human history. The city is preparing for Shavuot, the Feast of Weeks. But for a small group of about 120 people, the atmosphere is heavy with anticipation rather than celebration. To understand where we are, we have to look back at the psychological state of these people just 50 days earlier. On the night of the execution, they were a fractured group. We saw them fleeing into the shadows of Gethsemane. We saw their leader, Peter, denying he even knew the man he had followed for 3 years. They were men and women defined by fear, huddling behind locked doors, convinced that the Roman cross had silenced their hopes forever. But something had shifted. The silence of the tomb had been replaced by the presence of the risen Lord. Over the course of 40 days, these disciples had been transformed. They didn't just have a memory of Jesus, they had eaten with him, spoken with him, and touched the scars of his execution. They were no longer cowards. They were a group invigorated by the most profound validation possible. The resurrection was not a metaphor, it was a physical fact. Yet despite this newfound certainty, they were still waiting. Jesus had given them a command that must have seemed almost impossible. He told them to stay in the city until they were clothed with power from on high. So they waited. They weren't a disorganized rabble. They were an intentional community. The 12 apostles, the mother of Jesus, and the wider circle of disciples, all unified in a single space, waiting for the power on moment that had been promised.